Jose Mourinho and Stefano Pioli, two coaches in a decent degree of hot seat with their fan bases, had a few interesting things to say about each other. Before the match yesterday, Mourinho came out, disagreed with the media that Milan is in difficulty. He said that is actually not the case. Milan is actually fighting for the Scudetto. And then Pioli comes out, so they're trading some words. Pioli comes out and says, what did he say? He said, yeah, before anytime Jose Mourinho comes up with an important match, before the match kicks off, he's going to have something positive to say about the other team. So it's just a little bit of war of words between the two coaches. When the match between Milan and Empoli ended, as I mentioned in the previous video, 3-0 win for the Rossoneri. I came out, I made a little comment on my channel about how at the end of the day, it's going to be the match between Milan and Atalanta in the Coppa Italia, and then the match between Milan and Roma in Serie A. Today, that's going to dictate if Pioli's actually back on fire or if he's going to get fired. The match against Atalanta didn't really work out too well, guys. And now today, a win in Serie A against Roma, in my opinion, will undo a lot of the negative stuff that has happened in the recent past, especially in the previous match against Atalanta in the Italian Cup. Is that going to be the case? Well, we'll have to wait to see. Let's see what you guys have to say over here. You guys are still sitting in the Pioli out camp, huh? I can already see the Pioli outs here. Hold on. It's been a bit of a minute since I did a live stream, so let me just make sure everything's good. You guys let me know in the comment section if there's any audio issues, if you can't hear me properly, if you want me to increase the volume and anything, just throw it in here so I can know. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, do the usual stuff, like, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing today. The match is, 8 minutes from kickoff. Let me just put my headphones in. It's kicking off here. We'll go through the lineup. So at this point in time, I think it's pretty obvious, guys. I think it's pretty obvious that Inter are the favorites. There have been some posts that we've seen online about how Milan and Juventus fans become fans of each other when their two teams are... Oh, come on, man. We can't have last-minute issues with the Bluetooth. Hold on. We've seen some fan bases come out and really show a lot of appreciation for each other with Milan and Juventus fans. And I'll be honest, anytime that Juventus is playing this season, especially if Inter picks up a win, yeah, I'm definitely rooting for them. There's no doubt about that. Now let's try and sort out my Bluetooth issues, which was perfectly fine before. And now suddenly, right when we go live, of course, there's going to be problems. Of course there are issues now. So just give me a second here. We're about 6 minutes from kickoff. So we'll get all of this stuff sorted out before. And now let me see. What do you guys have to say about certain things? Do you think Pioli is going to get fired now or start of next season? Yeah, I think it's most likely going to happen start of next season. I just can't see him getting fired now. It wouldn't really make too much sense, to be honest. All right, come on, buddy. Let's go. Let's work. You were fine just 5 fucking minutes ago. Sorry. You were fine. Now what's your problem? Always something. Whenever you're going live, there's always going to be some issue happening last minute. Okay, disconnected from there. All right, there we go. 5 minutes before kickoff, I think we have... There we go. I can hear this guy. Patrick Kendrick is in my ear now. It's always nice to see Patrick Kendrick whenever he's the one hosting these games. And I had a couple of good chats with the commentator before. It would be nice to actually have, people like the one in my ear right now, the one who's doing most of the commentary, and Patrick, And I forgot the other guy's name. It would be nice to have them on the channel. So we do follow each other, and we should probably connect and make that happen. Now, your comments about, do you think Pioli is going to get fired now or start of the season? Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen in the middle of the season. There has to be something calamitous that would happen with this team that would require Pioli to get fired at this point. I think the reality is that Milan's ownership group, unfortunately, you can have an opinion about it, of course, is they're aiming low. For them right now, I think for the time being, they only care about consistently making top four. For as long as Milan is on course to being top four, I think they're okay with, winning and losing some matches here and there, as long as we're staying in third place, pretty much. Anything more than that, I think to them would be bonus. So I don't think they're going to go through dramatic changes like, you would see at other clubs or even at Milan at a certain point in time with Berlusconi, and the latter stage of the season. Who was there? I think it was Sinisa Mihajlovic when Mihajlovic got fired and Christian Brocchi came in. I think those things you're probably unlikely to see, those emotional firings. You're much more likely to see firings, changes being made at the end of the season. For example, last season, they stayed completely mute on Paolo Maldini. No one knew anything what was happening. They didn't mention anything. There was no leaks coming out. It was just quiet. The season ends. Ibrahimovic retires. Next morning, everybody wakes up after the match against Verona. Paolo, you're done. And I think it's something like that that's probably going to happen with Stefano Pioli as well. We're still about 3 minutes from kickoff, so I'm trying to see if this system has a thing where I can see your comments right here. So just hold on one second. Is there a chat that comes up? Not yet. Conte would cook. See, this is what I'm a little bit concerned about, guys. I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm buying into the whole Conte thing. I really don't know. I'm glad that you guys feel like Milan would perform well with Conte. I feel like we have a very different team. Now, you look at his successes in Serie A, the titles that he won with Juventus, the titles he's won with Inter, winning a Premier League title is not easy either. So yeah, it's a decorated coach for sure. But the kind of play that Milan wants, it seems so opposite of what the team wants to create. The whole interview that Jerry Cardinale gave at the end of the season, at the beginning of this season, talking about how Milan wants to be an attacking team. They want to be a progressive team. Conte is going to be very different than that. He's a much, much more sit back, allow the game to come at you, hit people on the transition. That's not whatever quote unquote beautiful football people want to call nowadays. And if Cardinale wants Milan to be a Premier League style team, I think Thiago Motta might be a bit more in line with Premier League, and more than anything, probably Roberto De Zerbi. So there have been conversations about how there's a rift. There's Paolo Scaroni is saying hi to Christian Pulisic. All the Pulisic fans. Oh, he's player of the month. Oh, there we go. The player that I expected to be here for a short time is suddenly winning these kinds of awards. Player of the month for the month of December. Good for you, Christian. Well, that's good. Good news. Conte is not, Anthony, I haven't seen it in a long time, my friend. Conte is not a project manager, and he struggles in Europe. We have to see what we want. I feel like Thiago Motta would be the most interesting one because there's no real, connection to Milan. Former Inter player, won the treble with Inter in 2010, Champions League, Serie A, Coppa Italia in the same season under today's coach, Jose Mourinho. And suddenly he becomes the coach of Milan. Would be interesting to see. Bologna is playing lights out, at least for most of the season. He's turning stars out of some lesser-known players, or at least quality, pulling a lot more quality out of lesser-known players. So it's definitely going to be interesting who Milan's next coach is going to be. Do you think there's any possibility that Pioli stays? I have my take on it, but I want to ask you guys. All the players are now coming out, walking out. You think there's any chance that Stefano Pioli stays? I'm actually happy with Olivier Giroud starting, to be honest. Someone said I can't hear. Is that anybody else too? Please let me know, because match is about to kick off. You might have to crank up your volume. You know what? I'm going to increase my volume a little bit here. So if you guys are too loud, just lower your volume. I don't want to like be blasting your ears, but I do think sometimes when I go live, the audio can be a little bit iffy. So if you can't hear me or if I'm too loud, whatever consensus I see, I'll go with that. Isn't Mota the same mindset as bringing small coaches and therefore... Yeah, but, you know, small coaches is he's not a small coach. He's a coach that we don't really know too well yet. He's definitely a new coach, but he's beating the bigger teams. I think Bologna beat Inter, didn't they, this season? They beat Inter. They beat a few teams this season, if I'm not mistaken here. I mean, I know I'm not mistaken. I just remember how many big teams that they beat. And that's one thing I feel like has been Milan's biggest downfall is the inability to be able to beat teams like Inter, Juventus, Napoli, just go through the list. Everybody, really, Atalanta twice. All the Champions League matches outside of PSG. Milan's biggest concern has been the fact that they can't beat the big sides. And if you have a coach who's getting the best out of young players and beating the bigger teams, I honestly get a little bit curious about them. Let me just make sure YouTube chat is fine. So it does seem to be a little bit in and out, the chat. Who would Conte join if not us? He wants to stay near Torino where his family is. Milano is perfect. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he wants to go to Premier League again. And where else will he really go? Stop. You can't do this. Someone else did it in the comments last time too, saying they like Gasperini after the match against Atalanta. No. The way that guy danced on Milan's grave when we were 5-0 down back in 2019. No. I'll never be okay with him. All right, it looks like we have kickoff here. Let me see how much. I think this screen down here, right here, this should fix itself. The timer will come on its own. But no, I wouldn't accept Gasperini, my friend. He's a good coach, no question about that. He's a very good coach. But you just can't see him being a Milan coach. No one will ever forgive him for what he did there. All right, let's watch this game now. Olivier, shot on target already. Was he offside? No. All right, let me try and see if I can work this one other thing for you guys too. Boom, there we go. Let's see if we can show this to you guys. There we go. So I'll switch between these two screens. You can watch the play-by-play. I don't know if I'm with the game. No, I'm about 7 seconds behind the game. So just be a little bit chill with how you guys react when things take off. And also the match has kicked off. So if you guys haven't already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. That always helps the channel. Always helps push out the stream to more people. More people means more views. More views means I can do this full time. Gabia with a header straight to Zeki Celik. Brian. Looks like goes out for a corner kick. Lukaku. I mean, Roma's having their own problems right now. But we've got to be a little bit careful here on this corner kick. Milan can be a little bit flimsy on these corner kicks. Leandro Paredes walks up. Paredes. Cleared out by Rafa. Always nice to see Rafa helping out in defense. Another click kick in. Another clearance by Rafa. Oh, you're leaving him completely unmarked on the left flank. Oh, nice outside the foot cross from Paredes. Stefan. Elcha. Spinazzola's back on the left flank. Oh, that's a good ball in. Cleared out by Simon. Olivier. I think I'm actually much happier seeing Olivier Giroud starting than Luka Jovic. Not much happier, I am happy seeing Giroud playing, because I think sometimes I just get this feeling that what Giroud can do in the box and even outside the box with his back to the goal, I think it just a little bit, you feel like sometimes you have that extra man in the middle of the park, whereas Jovic is not the same, let's just say. I don't think he's too bad either, because, a couple of goals that Milan has scored recently, you can remember the Newcastle goal that Chukwueze scored. Oh, come on, that's a foul on Mike. You can't just tackle a goalkeeper. Theo. Was that Pulisic? Yeah, Theo was caught there too. Brian. So Cristante, for any Canadians watching, I didn't know this. He's also Canadian, by the way. I met Brian Cristante in Toronto once, and he was very nice. Probably one of the nicest Milan players that I've ever met. Well, back when he was a Milan player. Very friendly. And he also had his family there visiting from Toronto while I was chatting with him. Davide, playing a little bit more central. Are we playing a three-man defense again? Please don't do that, Stefano. It's always hard to tell, because when Milan starts off, the backline that they usually will play, the formation that they come out with is a normal formation, right? There's nothing, it's just on paper. But a lot of the times, even the closure of the second half in the match against Atalanta in the Coppa Italia, one of the biggest frustrations with a lot of Milan fans was that they just transition into this kind of negative looking three-man backline. It just changes the way that Milan plays, and we saw how much it impacted the club compared to how they were playing in the first half. Oh, come on. Who was that? Gabbia? Straight pass out. Spinazzola. Oh, that's a dangerous ball. That almost was a goal. How did Roma not score from that? No, they are playing a proper four-man backline, yeah. Oh, that's a dangerous ball in. Not quite. Goes out for a goal kick. So yeah, in the match against Atalanta, in the second half, the way that the Rossoneri played was very different from how they played in the first half. For whatever reason, Stefano Pioli decided to make that transition into a three-man backline, changes the midfield also kind of operates. A lot of people in the comment section talking about how Pulisic was forced to also go much wider in the second half compared to how he was playing much more central, like a number 10. The second half, he was forced to go way, way, way out to the right wing, and it kind of disrupted the way that he was playing too, and the Rossoneri eventually ended up losing. Today, it does look like they are back to the 4-back line, and it's nice to see Theo Hernandez come back. I think one of the biggest pluses of having Gabbia back in some ways is what is happening right now. Theo Hernandez being able to get on the ball. Looks like it's play on. Theo Hernandez back on the ball. Is that going to fall for Giroud? No. Nice to see Theo with just black hair. Plain regular people hair. No pink. No blonde streaks. It's normal. He actually looks kind of weird, to be honest, with normal black people hair. Normal black hair, not black people hair. Gabbia to Calabria. Nice switch. Oh, Calabria, what a ball out. Something should happen here. Ruben lost his cheek. Ruben. Nice cross in. Just a little high for Giroud. Yassine. Bove with the ball. Oh, that's a nice through ball in for Sheravi. Elcha. Stefan. Nice work, Davide. That's good defensive work from Davide on Stefan. Former teammates, I would assume. Maybe not. I don't know if Calabria was part of Milan back then. I mean, right now, Calabria was, quite honestly, a beast for sure. Where can you watch this? Where are you, Trevor? Let us know where you are. Which country are you in? Are you in the US? Are you in... I mean, I'm just typecasting you with your name, Trevor Walker. Could be British too. But yeah, let us know where you are, and we'll try and help you out there. If you're in Canada, you can watch it where I watch on Fubo Sports. Cardinale is at the stadium. I hope he gets his butt frozen in Milano's icy night. Well, Davide, he is wearing a Canada Goose jacket. So his butt's not freezing, man. It's warm and toasty, brother. Because those are the best jackets you can find. Christian on the right. Christian. Nice ball in. Come on. Something, boys. Oh, Leao did too much, bro. Did too much. Should have just passed it out to Ruben. He was completely making an unmarked run into the box. Come on, Rafa. No, not Reinders, sorry. Not Ruben, but Reinders. Leao goes for the fancy flick back heel. Doesn't come off, and if it doesn't come off, it looks ugly. When it comes off, it looks beautiful. But, you know, sometimes you just need the simple stuff to be done right. Christian. Rafa loses the ball. Tiani. Reinders to Rafa. Rafa on the left flank. Nice cross in. Tiani Reinders. Reinders central to Adli. Adli, nice ball out to Ruben. Ruben takes too long. Christian. Reinders. Yassine. Yassine. Goal! Yassine! First goal for Milan. This guy deserves it. Rade Krunic leaves today. Today, you get a goodbye from Krunic. And in the same match, Yassine Adli gets back to scoring. And Jedi Cardinale is happy. And this is what they needed. I mean, that's horrible defensive work too from Roma, to be quite honest. But nice work from Yassine. If one guy deserves it, it's this guy. The amount of things he's gone through with this club, given an opportunity, full clean sheet from the coach, leave. Leave. You're not part of our plans. Leave. He stays, fights for his spot, waits for Krunic to get injured. Well, he wasn't, you know what I mean. Benacer is out for Algeria duties, but the other Algerian who didn't get called up for the AFCON comes out and gets his first goal for Milan. Perfect. Adli. Nice work, Yassine. Why is it doing this, man? Adli. Yeah, by the way, I'm probably a little bit behind you guys. I think from my own scorecard here, I'm about 10 seconds behind. I don't know about you guys. I might be a good 45 minutes behind you. It's Canada at the end of the day. It's very cold here. It's minus 24 degrees at night tonight. Just let that sink in. Minus 24 degrees at night tonight. And this morning, I was outside getting the snow off the freaking car. Needed a nap after that. Pulisic to Reinders, Reinders to Adli. Let's go. Oh, those Those people, those American fans just staring at everything Pulisic does. I actually didn't realize that, to be honest. But yeah, that was nice work from Reinders. Good work from Adli. Head down, took his time, didn't panic, didn't take a rush shot. I think Adli's right-footed. So for him not to take a rush shot with his right foot when it was actually a really good opportunity, but for him to switch and create more space for himself and see a better, shooting lane where two defenders had to literally slide in right like this to try and stop him, but they couldn't. That was good work. There we go. Teo. Sorry, I think I'm clicking on random stuff right now. Stefan. Yassin helping out like a center back. Nice work, Yassin. I mean, the truth is, Roma's not a very good team right now. They have injuries, as someone already mentioned in the comments. Dybala already out with an injury. Rafa, use a teammate, my friend. Don't try to do everything yourself. Teo, use a teammate, brother. Reinders. Out to Davide. Davide, nice cross. Does it fall for Pulisic? Pulisic has better speed. Calabria with 2 good quality crosses. My biggest criticism with this player last game was some of his just negative movements. I don't like it. He gets the ball instead of using, looking up and seeing the fact that he has an open field where he can go past players. Tiani Reinders from the central of the park. Rafael Leao on the left. In the box. Leao gets on the ball again. Once again, Adli. Teo. Is that a block? Uh-oh. Teo and Cristante are not being very friendly to each other. The game's still on. What are you guys doing? Just take advantage of that. My God, I hate the cold. Yeah, you gotta stay away from Canada. There are too many problems here. Most people who are Canadians will agree with me. This is big for Adli's confidence, yes. And his belief, man. This guy he's just stuck by Milan. Just stuck by Milan. Through thick and thin, truly. Not very common. Yassin. Goes out to Pulisic. Christian. Davide. That's a decent ball in, Davide. Olivier! Whew. Gabia with an interesting pass out to Olivier. Olivier, couldn't really do much from that spot, to be honest. Yassin. Oh, Reinders slips. But Leao's there to cover. But a bad pass from Leao. Leao, come on, man. Rafa, you got to be more precise. You can't just it's good to smile and have fun while playing, but you got to be a little bit more precise with your pass. This can be a little bit frustrating at times. Reinders is like the best player on this team this season alongside Pulisic and Tomori. I can't disagree, my friend. If you had to say, you could say maybe Fikayo is the best player this season, but because he's injured now, you kind of have Spinazzola blocked by Calabria. Oh, nice work, Christian. Man, Pulisic's defensive assistance is so good at times. He did foul him, fouled Bove there, but I felt like he maybe had him. I don't know. Free kick for Roma. I mean, there is a legitimate discussion here. If we look at this question is, who has been the best player for Milan this season? We're waiting for this free kick to play out. Who's been the best signing for Milan this season? I think the signing, there's not much of a doubt. But when it comes to best player for Milan this season, I think you have to give it to Fikayo Tomori for what Milan was going through with all the issues they were having in the back line, with all the injuries. It's a decent free kick. Rafael Leao jumps on the ball, but it gets boxed out, falls back to Roma here. It's a legitimate case to make that Fikayo, because of all the injuries that Milan had, he was a one center back that was still staying fit and playing lights out game after game. Anytime there was a clean sheet or a good defensive performance, you could pretty much put Fikayo Tomori in a green box or give him a man of the match performance. So I think Fikayo would be that player. But if I look at who's been the second best, you have to give it to Pulisic. No doubt about it. 13 goal contributions till now? He's been amazing. And if we think about, who's been the best signing for this season, I think there are a few players that he would have a good case for it. Obviously, there's one player that is clear up there, which would have to be Pulisic. But if you look at maybe the second best signing for Milan, you'd have to say it's Reinders. And outside of Reinders, probably Ruben. I think Loftus-Cheek maybe dropped in form a little bit. Gabbia with a nice tackle on him. Goes clear ball out to Rafael Leao. Looks like a 4-on-4 for Milan. Leao. Nice ball out to Pulisic. Everybody who says he doesn't want to pass to Pulisic, watch that. Pulisic gets the ball back at... just loses the ball out. Theo to Reinders. Calabria. 20 minutes in. Milan up 1-0. Really, at the end of the day, the way that Roma is playing and the way that Milan is playing, you just can't have another situation of an Atalanta match where you're up 1-0 and you're looking very good. You just can't mess it up again. So I think the second goal in this match is going to be crucial. Leao to Giroud. Giroud did not need to pass that ball out, bro. Crossing is not your strong feet. Just use Leao. He's open right next to you. Why go to Pulisic? I'm American, and I agree with Tomori. I like how we need these disclaimers now with Milan. Because there is a growing base of Pulisic supporters that can be a little bit unreasonable at times. But, well, he is American, and he agrees with Tomori. Though Pulisic can still take best player of the season, there's still over half a season left to go. Anyone can take best player of the season, I'll be honest, because the season that Milan won the Scudetto, we didn't think that Rafael Leao was going to do what he did in the second half of the season. Nobody thought that's what he's going to turn into. So, honestly, I don't care who is the best player of the season. Milan has to play well, and Milan has to get the best possible outcome for their standings. I don't think they're going to win the Scudetto. I think you have to win the big games, and I think they seem very doubtful to win the big games. And that's the sad part, is I think they'll comfortably make top four because they can really beat any side when it comes to the smaller sides. But when it comes to any big side that Milan plays, every match I'm going in there with a 50-50 feeling. Never convinced that they're gonna beat a side, including Roma today. I'll be honest. You always feel like, let's see what happens, because we saw what happened with Atalanta, lost to them back to back. Oh, come on, Ruben. You're stronger than that, bro. Loses the ball out on the left. Spinazzola making a run one-on-one with his Italian teammate in Calabria. Calabria stays well on him, but Spinazzola clearly gets away. Yacine Adli with an important interception. Once again, Yacine's everywhere. Ruben goes to Gabbia. Leao. Celik. 3-on-2 here. Looking like a dangerous 3-on-2. Simon better stay on his man. Celik loses the ball. Out to whom? Tiani Reinders. Nice work from Reinders. Come on, Theo. Let's go. Turn on the burners. Come on. Move it a little faster, guys. I mean, I'm not the one running. I'm just sitting and talking, so it's easy for me to run faster. But you feel like 23 minutes in, they should have a little bit more intensity to them. Especially when you're, on a counter and they've committed 4 or 5 bodies into your own box. Adli, don't hold the ball for too long. Nice pass out to Leao, actually. Rafa to Theo. Theo to Rafa. Ruben. Reinders. Too static, guys. Nice, exactly. Move around a little bit more. Leao with a loose pass out. Goes out for a goal kick. Come on, Rafa. Oh, he gives a corner? No, it doesn't give a corner kick. Pulisic has been the best signing. What does this thing come up? By a mile, yeah, absolutely. Agreed. Remember Salamakers and Macias? Yes, sir, I do remember. Do you remember Kevin Constant and Philippe Mexes? Yeah, we've been through it all. Salamakers and Macias won us a title. I'll be honest. So I definitely remember them with a bigger smile on my face than I remember some of the other guys I used to watch before them. So you're right. You're right, though. Who will come after Pioli? I think we discussed that a little bit already. I think there are 3 profiles that probably seem to be at the top. Conte seems to be number 1. I think maybe Thiago Motta is number 2 and De Zerbi is number 3. Mostly because De Zerbi has something good going on in the Premier League. He actually has a home right now and he's playing well. Or he's coaching well. So you don't know if he wants to actually stop doing that and take a whole other team now. But he could. Who never knows. Thiago Motta might be an interesting one. Looks like... Who is it? I think they said Forlani wants Thiago Motta. And Ibrahimovic and Moncada, I believe, want Conte. We'll see what happens with that. But, the interesting thing is that at one point in time, Forlani did come out and say that he wanted Milan to sign. He didn't come out and say. There was just media leaks. There was a journalist, a popular Italian journalist who was talking about this, that there was a point in time where, Maldini wanted Charles de Ketelaere, whereas Forlani wanted Paulo Dybala. And that caused a decent bit of friction there too in terms of decision making. Maldini made his choice. 30+ million spent, 1 assist, whereas Dybala went to Roma and was a very good player. I think he had maybe close to 20 goal contributions for Roma that season. And he was free, which is a big thing. So now if Forlani says he wants Thiago Motta and the other guys want Conte, does Forlani have any credit in the bank for his decision-making? Wow, that's a nice back heel from Ruben Loftus-Cheek to Christian Pulisic. Pulisic central. Pulisic! Oh, should have passed it out to Rafael Leao, Christian. Leao was free on the left. He's too central to be taking that shot, maybe. Let's see. All right, let's get this angle. Pulisic. Good run. Drove the ball nicely. Yeah, the angle was cut down too much for him to take that shot. He probably should have gone to Rafael Leao. He wasn't as central. Rangers and Ruben have cases for being second best signing this season. Yeah, I'd have to say I agree, Anthony, on that one. Giroud, what was that? Yeah, I mean, with Giroud, right now Giroud is pretty much absent from the game. I haven't seen him in at least 10 minutes. He's dropping back quite significantly because when Milan's on the attack, it looks like it's Leao and Pulisic in the box, much more than you see Giroud in the box. And right when I said it, passes out to Rafael Leao. Leao much more central. Nice ball out to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Ask Theo to get back. Oh my God, that hit the crossbar. Wow, Theo. I mean, just look at Theo just darting on the left. He was onside, definitely. Theo. Yeah, that skimmed the crossbar. Jeez, Theo. Imagine that went in. I think Leao probably should have opted to go for Pulisic in that moment, but it looked like he had too many people in front of him. He probably didn't even see that Pulisic was making that run, but Pulisic seemed like the better option there. Actually, you know what? That's not true. I think Theo was a good option too, and Ruben was too. Clearly, he was onside. So I guess it's just one of those that didn't work out. We're almost half an hour in. Some back-breaking stuff here. Doing lives. Adli's having a great game so far. Yeah, probably up until now, arguably alongside. Oh, Tiani Rangers loses the ball. Cristante. Oh, Mike! What a save. Mike Maignan, what a stop. He had his guys in front of him. His vision was blocked. That's a terrible giveaway from Rangers. Lovely pass from Cristante to Celik. Celik with a perfect shot in between the legs of Theo Hernandez and Simon Kjær. Somehow Mike still manages to see it. Close range. What a stop, bro. Wow. Here we go. About 5 of Roma's players have been caught out arguing with the referee, which allows Theo Hernandez to drive the ball pretty comfortably. Leao up front also very comfortable. Oh, this should be a goal. Oh, Pulisic. Bro, he didn't expect that from Giroud for sure. Oh, Pulisic, that was a goal, my brother. That was a goal for sure. Oh, that was just too quick. He just didn't see it. That was a lovely ball from Leao. Wow. Lovely check back from Theo. And Pulisic just didn't expect that from Giroud, I think. It was so close range. And he was also wrong-footed. Oh, no. Pulisic actually got a decent strike on that. Or could have. Nah, that we're going to have to put on Christian. He should have done better with that, for sure. Seeing the replay, he should have done better. That's a flat corner kick. Rangers. Goes out to Yassin. Adli. Yassin. Rangers left with so much space. Rangers checks back. Nice work to Ruben. Ruben with a nice turn. Milan's midfield is looking nice and fluid. 3 creators, though. No defenders. Leao loses the ball for no reason. You got to do better than that, Leao. Oh, Calabria. That was really good play from Milan, honestly. I like Musa, but I'd rather have Adli over him. Yeah, I would too. No doubt. the technicality that Adli brings, Musa just doesn't bring that. Musa is a little bit more as a junior, you could say, to Loftus-Cheek. He does pretty much the same things as Ruben, maybe with slightly less strength, but Musa's also a pretty strong player. You pick up the ball from the middle of the box, push the ball up, doesn't quite dribble, but he can really use his brute strength to just force his way through. Exactly how Loftus-Cheek does it. Loftus-Cheek is just a little bit prettier with the ball compared to Musa. And I would say Musa is too similar to Loftus-Cheek to be playing with him. And the only time that he should be playing on the field with him is if Milan has a proper quality central defensive midfielder. Because I think the defensive end kind of suffers with Musa there, but I think it suffers even with Adli and Loftus-Cheek and Reinders there. I mean, really, who's doing the defensive work in that? Not that many of them. They're all like 6 out of 10s on defense. And when you have all these defensive issues, you need somebody solid in at least in the midfield. Come on, Leao. You can't lose the ball again, bro. If something comes out of this, it's on Leao. Nothing comes out of it. I heard a lot of Americans wanted Gio Reyna to replace Adli. I'll be honest, I haven't seen him play. But I've heard the guy's name, but haven't seen him play. Adli, nice defensive work on Spinazzola. He just drove Spinazzola all the way to the right flank. Leao plays only for himself. I don't know, man. I can't agree with that. Spinazzola, Simon Kjær. This is what I mean. When you have somebody like Kjær and Gabbia available on your bench, don't play Simic and Theo as center backs. Just don't do it. At the end of the match against Atalanta in the video, this is what I had to say. Just take a chance on Kjær and Gabbia as their center backs and allow Theo Hernandez to be able to play as left back. Your team's going to be a lot better and a lot more balanced compared to when Theo's playing as a center back and you have Jimenez or Florenzi playing as a left back. And what Gabbia and Kjær both have done today is actually not too bad. Gabbia has looked maybe slightly better because he is the younger player. But even Kjær, to me, his timing is decent. I mean, he has so much experience. And I think that has value. Nice sliding tackle from Calabria. My God, that goes straight to Giroud from Milan's own midfield. Ruben goes to Leao. Leao one-on-one. Leao with some earlier crosses. Oh, Pulisic, that was a goal, my friend. That was a cross of a dime from Leao. Oh, that was a perfect cross from Leao. Touches the ball once, twice, 3 times. Quick decision-making. Pulisic, gotta hit the target, bro. Has to hit the target. That was a goal. What a ball from Leao and a decent header from Pulisic. Just not perfect. Very good chance for Milan. Oh, too much space. Too much space. Jeez, someone's got to close him down. Paredes just completely, totally unmarked. Who was that? Jeez. Adli just living on no man's land there. Nah, man. See, Did he play for himself there? Touched the ball twice and crossed it in. And that's the dynamic that Giroud brings into the game, right? There are a lot of people saying that there were not enough aerial balls coming from Milan. Oh, Pulisic, nice touch. Is he going to do something there? Oh, that's going to be a goal for Loftus-Cheek. Ruben. Oh, my God. Put on skates, my friend there. What are you rollerblading there for? Pulisic still holds onto the ball. That's going to go to Giroud. Oh, Giroud, you got to get Calabria to be able to take a shot on that. Reinders. Teo on the ball again. Nice cross in. Not quite. Flurry of chances. I mean, Roma is completely pegged back. Oh, come on, Rube. Actually, is that a penalty? No. Oh, no. Pulisic, excellent ball out to Ruben. That should have been a goal for sure. Should have been a goal. Do you think Zlatan would step in as temporary manager? Oh, nice stop again from Mike. Jeez, that was a nice flat ball from Spinazzola. With his right foot, that was an excellent shot. Mike, soft hands, man. Oh, isn't that a penalty? On Ruben? I don't get it. I don't know, guys. I think that should be maybe. I mean, it's soft, no doubt about it, but it does affect your balance. I'm not sure. Look, was it a soft challenge on Ruben? Yes, but it was a challenge nonetheless. When the player is trying to, catch the ball from under his feet, and you do poke his foot in the penalty box, and he does lose his balance, that has to be consideration for a penalty kick. The fact that they didn't even have VAR check it, I don't know if they did or didn't. Usually they put it at the bottom, that VAR is checking a potential penalty. We didn't see any of that. The game just started right back on. That should have been looked at, I think, a little bit closer. I think Milan they'll still win. And we're only 40 minutes in and I'm saying this. Who knows what's going to happen, really. But I feel like I think that should have been considered for a penalty. Do I think Ibrahimovic would step in as a potential manager or temporary manager? I hope not. I hope it doesn't come down to that. Milan needs quality managers. We cannot be playing those games of, let's bring Brocchi in, let's bring Tassotti in. Let's just hire somebody good and actually do a proper job. Let's not, mess around now with bringing in popular players just because it kind of feels good to have them on the sideline and makes for good camera work, where it's like looking at these players in suits now suddenly. Coaching, I think that would be a bad decision for Milan. Which I don't think is going to happen, by the way. Spinazzola with a nice ball in. Christensen, couldn't even get it to his own teammates. So yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that would be a good call. Pulisic, yes, should have scored there. This game has been very enjoyable, at least for me. It has been. It's been a back-to-back game, and quite honest, if you're a Milan fan, you're probably going to be enjoying it more because it's pretty much been all Rossoneri's, at least with the good chances. Even Roma has had their chances, but they haven't been as solid as Milan's. That's a good ball out to Pulisic. That's a foul. All right, who gets a yellow card? I think Mancini, the most hated center back in the entire league, is going to miss the next match. Front three have looked good today. I agree. I think Milan looks different good with Giroud. And this is what I was actually talking about before when I think something happened. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's chance actually came out. I think when Giroud plays, there was complaints in the match against Atalanta by some fans that there just wasn't happening inside the box, enough happening. They were just penetrating the ball through. There weren't enough crosses coming in. And a lot of the times when Jovic is playing, you don't cross the ball as much. Milan plays a much more flatter game close to the ground. But when Giroud plays, they have that additional attacking outlet of being able to actually whip some good crosses in, because Giroud is just that threat in the box. And today we've seen the impact of that. The ball that Pulisic, the cross that Pulisic missed from Leao, he was obviously probably aiming for Giroud anyways, because he was close to him. And that opens up a new attacking outlet for Milan where they can actually head the ball in. So I think the front three have looked good today, and Giroud has done a good job too today. Oh! Sorry, I thought that was on. Should we put on Okafor? I don't think right now. I'm obviously not right now. I know what you mean. You mean later. Sorry, I'm just watching what's happening here. Yeah, that was a dangerous shot, actually. Should we put Okafor on? I guess we'll see. I don't even know if he's fully fit. Is he fit now? Because that guy's been in and out of the infirmary. I think they'll probably, if they do decide to take Giroud off, Pioli will put Jovic on. I don't think he's going to put Okafor instead of Giroud, just because, I don't know. I feel like Jovic is playing well. He's scoring goals. He's hitting a little bit of a form, a purple patch in December for sure. I think, 5-6 goals for him. Just keep switching between Jovic and Giroud when it comes to the center forward role. And maybe if you want to replace Leao with Okafor, I think it's a little bit more sensible than replacing Giroud with Okafor. And then Jovic is once again sitting on the bench waiting like, oh, here we go again. I played one bad game against Atalanta and now I'm benched. And then his confidence starts to drop. I think it's just better to play Jovic and Okafor to replace Leao, if anything. Oh, nice ball out from Bove to Celik. Celik to El-Shaarawy. Stefan. Oh, Stefan, you got to go way better than that. Oh, Leao on the ball. Ruben on the ball. Come on, guys. Just what are you doing? Just get out of each other's way. Yeah, they should have gone on the counter there. Leao is just standing right next to him as if he was trying to have a chat with him while running. All right, looks like halftime at the San Siro. Everyone's getting up, getting ready for that 20-minute lineup to the bathroom at the San Siro. I hope not, but that's what I had to do. All right, let's run through some of your comments. So, just taking a 10-second break with my eyes. Oh, sorry. Hold on one sec. What am I trying to open here? All right. So, does Milan have a huge historic rivalry with Roma? I'm new to watching Serie A. Historic rivalry? I wouldn't say necessarily a historic rivalry. These are the OG clubs of Serie A. So the history comes from the fact that they've played in the league together with each other for so many seasons. But you wouldn't call them necessarily a rival per se, the way you would call someone like Inter, maybe even someone like Juventus to a degree. I wouldn't say Roma would be that team. But hey, any of the top 6 clubs, the I forgot what they called them. But Roma, Milan, Inter, Juventus, Napoli, And who would we put in there? Torino? Sorry, Fiorentina? Whatever. Those top 6, 8 clubs, always nice to see each other play. Okafor is just back from injury. He'll probably get a few minutes at the end. All right. Okay, so looks like it is, yeah. So I do have a little bit of a delayed stream, so it does look like it's proper halftime now. So, looking at that first half, assessing the first half, let me just open up this window for you, and we can go through this. Boom, there we go. Let's open up the players here. And here we go. Sorry, this software requires a few switches for me, so let me just do the switch real quick for you guys. Boom, there we go. All right, so yeah, so looking at this over here, at the end of the day, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious who's been the best player for Milan. You probably have to kind of give that to, well, there are 2-3 players you can give that to. Tani Reinders would be one. Yasin Adli would be another one. And even in the back line, I think Gabi has played a pretty good role today. So going all the way from the back line, Mike Maignan had some difficult chances that he had to stop. He did a good job with those. But at the end of the day, I think outside of that one shot, I can't remember who was that from. I think it was a shot from Celik, and it went in between Gabbia and Simon Kjær. Very difficult opportunity for them, for Milan to be able to stop it, if anything. And Mike did it comfortably. So Mike Maignan having, one of those games. I think Calabria getting a 6.6 up until now on this website is a little bit unfair. I think Calabria's actually been a lot better. As I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I think Calabria, there was some complaints about him, even from myself, about his sort of semi-negative style of play. Sometimes you feel that the guy's playing, you just feel like you don't always have to pass the ball back to Kjær or pass the ball back to Mike. You can sometimes just take a little bit of a chance. It's okay if you lose the ball, but cross it in, create some opportunities, especially when you're in the opposition's half and you're not getting pressed on. And today it felt like even when he was getting pressed on, Calabria took a couple of good chances. There was also a moment where he was, tackling another Roma player, passes the ball out to Giroud, releases Milan for a good counterattack. Just feel like 6.6 for Calabria today. It seems a little bit harsh to me. I think Calabria's had a good match. Kjær, again, another 6.3. Disagree. I think he's been a little bit better than that. Really, there's not been that much competition coming from Roma, that much difficulty coming from Roma. Man, I'm watching the screen. I'm looking at all these guys just in that lineup. That lineup, when I was at the San Siro, to be able to get to the bathroom and the concession stand, that lineup was massive, but this is freaking all the way in the main section of the stadium. That lineup usually would be at the stairs, but they're right behind where Pioli and the Milan's benches. We need a new stadium, guys. This club needs a new stadium. Straight up. All right, Simon Kjær, I think, was better. Gabbia, I think, has been I don't know if I want to say a changed player. I was never convinced by Gabbia when he was at Milan. I was very happy to see him leave for Villarreal. It was surprising to see that in spite of the fact that Milan has Gabbia in the club for a while, it was Malik Tau, the 8 million signing, that replaced him like that in Milan's starting lineup, or not even starting lineup, just as a player. Replaced him so quickly and became a starter, which Gabbia never was. Now with all the injuries, he's made his way back. I think he's getting his opportunity. He's started, 2 matches now? One against Atalanta, got injured pretty quick. But he put on a decent showing in the first 45 minutes. Probably the most aggressive center back that Milan had in that game, and played a lot more in line with how Fikayo Tomori tends to play, as I'd mentioned in the last video, chasing players outside of Milan's box and half too, not allowing them to get into the final third. And I think Gabbia did a pretty decent job today too in the way that he's played. So for me, Gabbia getting a 7 is pretty reasonable, actually. Theo Hernandez, it is important to address it. As mentioned before, It was important that Milan took a chance instead of playing Theo as a center back and playing whoever else they played as the Simic or even Kier for that matter as the other center back. I think it was important for them to play Theo as a left back ASAP. I've been respect to everybody who makes content. I've been watching some people talk about how Theo should be a permanent center back and consider changing his role. I think that is madness to me. I think he's one of the best left backs in the world when he's on form. He's a World Cup finalist, Serie A winner, has won Champions League with Real Madrid. This is a high quality left back. I think it'd be a complete waste to somehow turn him into a center back, which I don't think he's ever even considered. So, that's just a little bit of, kind of social media chat. But having Theo back, when you lose Theo as a center back, you lose 3 players. When you lose him as a left back, you lose 3 players. That's how much of an impact that makes on the team. 3 positions are not working at their optimum best. The center back is not working at its optimum best. The left back now with Jimenez or Florenzi is not working at its optimum best. And when Theo is playing as a center back and not as a left back, Rafael Leao is not attacking the same way. You have 3 positions impacted by that. Let's not play this silly game about playing Theo as a center back. You have Gabia back now. You have Kier also looking okay. I mean, he's old, but at least he's a professional footballer who plays as a defender and not, some makeshift guy from another role. So I think having Theo back today has been important. I think his performance maybe in the match against Atalanta was a little bit more, consequential, but I think Theo's played well today too. Bringing it to our midfield, Milan has opted to go with a 4-2-3-1 based on this. I don't think they're actually playing a 4-2-3-1, although it is sometimes interesting to see how, Loftus-Cheek does end up playing like a second striker or, a much, much more advanced midfielder. But I think Yacine Adli has been phenomenal today. For him to get that opportunity at the edge of the box, not rush a shot, having the presence of mind to check the ball back. I'm pretty sure he's right-footed. I don't want to be wrong here. 99% sure he's right-footed. He opted to switch away from his right foot to his left foot because he saw better shooting lane there. And you could see, if you watch that goal again, the way that the 2 Roma defenders slid in to be able to stop the ball. You could see that he read that perfectly and found that little space in between. So when they slid in, they just couldn't do anything. And the goalkeeper also couldn't stop it. So for me, that was incredible maturity from Yacine Adli. And the main thing about Adli is the amount that this guy has sacrificed in general, just his own career, sitting on the bench last season, getting his opportunity this season with Krunić's injury, and actually taking it. I've mentioned in the stream already, beginning of the season, the guy was told by the coach, go, leave, don't be here. There's no role for you here. Same thing was said to Charles de Ketelaere, and obviously, he was forced to move because of also the money. But, with Yacine, he was told and he chose to stay here. He's throwing all those fun parties that you watch, in his backyard and all that stuff. It just seems like a player and I'm watching his replay right now, and the way that he's running, just thumping his chest and just, giving hearts out to the fans and probably his own family, maybe sitting in that section too. It's a guy who has relief and a guy who sacrificed. And a year and a half later, he's getting the results for it. So, I mean, I guess let's just let it be a lesson. Keep freaking pulling through and you'll find something at the end. And then there's Tiani Reinders. I think, as we've discussed in the stream already, arguably one of the signings of the season for Milan. He's really playing like one. He's playing like the amount of creative work. I mean, I've seen some of you guys not so flattering to me, which is perfectly fine. You can be as mean or nice as you want to be. I don't take those things personally. But when it comes to Reinders, there have been so many comments that people, for whatever reason, feel like he's my favorite and I'm always favoring him. How do you not favor a player who has this type of creativity to him? I mean, he's a pretty unique player for Milan, especially in the recent past. The only one he really compares to would have to be Benacer. He doesn't compare to Kessie because obviously the defensive work is not there. He's better creatively, in my opinion, than Tonali too. Not as good as Tonali defensively, but creativity-wise, I think Reinders is excellent. And he showed that today. Time and time again, Milan has a good creative attack, coming up and flowing through. And you'll see that it's the strings are being pulled by Reinders. So I think he was very good today. Which brings us to Pulisic on the right flank. Sometimes I've noticed that can be, a bit of a touchy subject with some of you guys. But we're going to say it the way it's supposed to be said. Pulisic today has been okay. He's not been bad. I think he had a couple of really good opportunities, especially the chance that he got from Leao. Pulisic not really known to be a header off the ball. He actually got on top of that ball really well. He got in the perfect position to get that header off. And he actually, from watching that replay and the way his eyes were just lit up, looking at that coming to him, and the way he did head the ball, he looked like he found good contact too. It wasn't a missed contact. I think it was just poor placement. He just needed to get his head a little bit more around the ball to be able to get it on target. The only frustration that I would have with him would be the fact that he didn't hit the target on that moment. You have to hit the target. Make the goalkeeper do the work. You don't just give him a freebie by just, launching it over or the side of the goalpost. But Pulisic to me has been okay. I don't think he's been necessarily that dominant. Same thing with Leao. If anything, I think Leao has maybe been a little bit, not a little bit. Leao has certainly been, in my opinion, behind Pulisic too. It's the same stuff. You get a little bit of everything with Leao. I think when it comes to his crossing, Leao has been the better player. So let me say it this way. When it comes to doing for his teammates, I think Leao has done a little bit more than Christian. When it comes to doing for himself in a good way, not in a selfish manner, but in actually putting yourself in good positions to be able to score, I think Pulisic has done a better job. But I think those two guys, I think, have been a little bit of a miss for me. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has probably been, actually, now that I think about it, I think Ruben's probably been even behind those two guys. The formation that we have here, I don't think this is the formation Milan necessarily ends up playing. But you sometimes feel like recently Pioli's using, and this is just my opinion, sometimes I feel like Pioli recently has been using Loftus-Cheek a little bit differently than he was in the first, let's say maybe 10 to 12 matches of the season. I think he was much more playing as a midfielder and picking up the ball from sometimes even his own team's box and driving the ball forward compared to how he's playing. He plays much more advanced now. I don't know if that necessarily, I wouldn't claim to be smart enough to know if that benefits Loftus-Cheek or not. I can just see that the output and the outcome, in my opinion, has been a little bit of a maybe 6 out of 10 in his current role compared to when he's playing more as a true midfielder, kind of how Musa plays. And I feel like then it's more like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. But you guys let me know in the comment section if you agree with that. And then there's Olivier Giroud. I think for me, it's a player that I did prefer to play today ahead of Jovic. I think what Giroud sometimes offers, as we already discussed, the aerial outlet that he offers is an added attacking dimension for Milan compared to when they're playing, with Jovic. They play a much more closer to the surface, ground ball game, don't put too many crosses in. But when they have Giroud, they have the confidence to actually cross the ball in, not fearing that a center back is just going to come in and head the ball away. With Giroud, they actually believe that it's possible that he'll connect and get a header, like the match against PSG, the goal that he scored on Skriniar. So I think Giroud to me has been also the rating. Let me check the rating here for Giroud. Yeah, sounds about right. I think maybe Pulisic of the 4 attackers has probably been a little bit better than the rest. But yeah, I think the main part about this whole dynamic is that Roma is just not very good. That's the key here. I think this should be a very much beatable side for Milan. They cannot bundle this up now. They did it with Atalanta. But in today's match, you still have a slim 1-0 lead, but you've got to finish this up. You're at the San Siro. It's a Serie A match, not a Coppa Italia match. You got to double up at a certain point and take control. It just can't. The only reason I'm stuttering there a little bit is because my brain is just thinking about, don't mess it up. Like, that's just all my head is thinking. Just don't mess this up. We're in a really good position now to be able to get something out of this. Looks like the players are also stepping out. to 1:15. I was rambling on. Let's just get this going. Let me just quickly run through some of your comments if I can. If Pulisic gets a service, the Leao get in for... hold on, let me... Madeline, what's happening here? In 45 minutes, the ball is always at Leao's side. Pully with the ball at his side, he will have a goal already. I disagree. Completely disagree. Sorry. I don't think that makes too much sense, to be honest. I think Pulisic has had more than enough opportunities. And when he got a good chance from Leao, he didn't take it. And that's the truth, too. I like both Pulisic and Leao. That's good to see, Marcus. I agree. Rangers has been very good. I'm a big U.S. men's team fan. Love Pulisic, but I agree today he has been decent, made some chances, missed some too. Exactly. It's time to sell Leao when the right offers arrive. Jason. Stop. Stop it. Can't sell that guy. He's too good. Have faith. Have belief in him. Man, there are a lot of comments here. Sorry, guys. I'm really trying to run through these. I don't think I'll be able to catch up. Surprise Kush hasn't said Leao is Jesus yet. I mean, he is in some ways. He wants a Scudetto, guys. We don't forget that. We didn't become fans of Milan since Pulisic joined. Some of us have been watching this team for way too long. Your mic audio balance is off. I tried to fix it. All right. Looks like second half is kicked off. Here we go. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah. I gotta keep my microphone up here. Stefan. El Shaarawy. Oh, that's dangerous. If that fell to Lukaku, that was a certain goal. Rangers. Passed it out to Leao. Leao. Ball to Teo. Leao. Come on, man. Should have been a little bit better. Okay, let me know if the microphone is better now, because I usually end up climbing the mic right here and then I end up going back here. But this time I'm going to try and keep it as Joe Rogan would say it, one fist away. So let's just hope this works for you guys now. I love Rangers. If his shooting gets better, he would be perfect. I agree. I mean, Rangers is probably the one area that's lacking for the player is exactly that, is his shooting. He should have an assist. He should have gotten an assist, but RLC. Yeah, Pulisic should have gotten an assist, but Pulisic also should have gotten a goal and an assist for Leao if we start playing that game, right? But you're right. I mean, Ruben Loftus-Cheek should have scored. Loftus-Cheek's chance was 100% easier than Pulisic's chance. Rangers. Rafael Leao, first time ball out. Come on, we needed someone on the right there. Calabria with a nice block on El Shaarawy. El Shaarawy is having a torrid match. Horrible match. Uh-oh, here come comments. Yeah, there we go. Ciao, Kush. Oh, Old Heart Rossonero, it's my friend. Leao is getting me crazy, bro. Forza Milan, believe. Is the most optimistic Milan fan out there is Old Heart Rossonero. You guys should watch out his channel too. Teo. Out to Davide. Davide with a lot of space. Calabria moving up with Pulisic. Pulisic touches it away. Pass out to Rangers. Rangers. Oh, Rangers. That's not a bad shot. I don't mind that from Tiani. Still got to hit the target, my friend, but not bad. Not bad. Tried to knuckle that in. Anthony, my friend. I appreciate the super chat, my friend. Hold on. Okay, that's out. A little bit of pressure from Adli. Kier. Once again, the game pretty much starts off the way it had stopped. Complete ping pong ball dropping around here and there. Anthony, I'll come back to your question. Rangers to Theo. Theo, nice ball out to Leao. Something should come up here. Leao, Ruben, Loftus-Cheek. Nah. It was actually pretty good defense from Roma. Theo. Milan starts building again. This game has that scary hallmark of a 90th minute equalizer from Roma. I really hope I'm wrong. Simon. Calabria. Davide to Pulisic. Pulisic, come on. Gets away. Goes back to his midway point, man. Yeah, he couldn't really do much, honestly. There weren't much. There's too static, man. You got to give Pulisic an option. Nice ball out from Pulisic to Calabria. Calabria with a decent cross, if anyone's on the end of that. Yes, Theo is. Theo to Leao. Rafa. Jeez, I can't get to Anthony's question. Leao. Rafa. No, got to put in a better ball than that. All right. I would keep Giroud as a backup for one more year because he can still score goals, but we do need to find a long-term replacement for him. We need to find Anthony. We need to find a long-term replacement for Giroud ASAP. It has to be in this market for me. In this market, if you want to have any type of a chance of making a run in the Europa League, you need a better quality striker. You want to make any type of a dash at. I don't think the Scudetto is really going to happen, but you want to at least stay close. And I feel like we need a striker regardless. Sure, you don't make your biggest striker signing in the January window, but they got to get someone. They need some type of an addition. So, appreciate the super chat again, Anthony. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. And obviously hit the like button. It always helps the channel. Just do that much. I'd really appreciate it. Christian. Oh, releases Ruben on the side. Ruben. Oof. That was actually not Yassine. Nice interception. Didn't let him sit. Milan's intensity. I like it. Especially the intensity from the midfielders. Rangers to Ruben. No, Ruben. Waste. So only sell Leao if you get 100 million plus and you know exactly who you want to buy and build with that money. 100 million plus would be a minimum for Leao for sure. And I do think Milan would consider. I think if they get 120 million, I think they'll sell him. Because they need funds to be able to fund their mercatos. Someone's going to get sold. I can almost assure you of that. Someone from Milan is going to get sold. I think maybe roughly around. Hold on. Sorry, one sec. I think someone is going to get sold in the summer window to be able to fund the mercato, but we'll see who it is. I have a sneaking suspicion it would be Ficaio. Sneaking suspicion because of the Bayern interest. If Milan can get a little bit more money from them. Tiani Reinders from the left flank. Reinders loses the ball and loses his feet too. Theo. Ruben. Adli. Reinders again. Theo to Reinders. No space for Reinders to move. He needs a teammate there. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't sell Leao. That's just my take on it. I don't think there's any reason to sell him. I do understand that there would be a bigger push to sell Leao from maybe some newer fans, because they'll see him as an asset that they can cash out on. Rafa, that's a foul. Has to be a foul. Yes, Leao wins that foul. The newer fans, for some reason, they believe that Pulisic is better than Leao. I'm not trying to start anything here, But I do think that there's a group of fans that do think that that's true. It's just flat out not true. Leao is one of the best left wingers the game can have if the guy applies himself better. His talent is not, it's on world class quality level, just needs to be directed in the right direction, possibly under the right coach. Which is why I will always want to keep Leao, maybe play him under a different coach and see what they can extract from him. Because right now it's just been Pioli, and I feel like Leao would play better in a different team. Some maturity will also come in the player, and he'll become more responsible and just evolve as a player like they all do. So Leao to me is just, it's an untouchable player for Milan. I think there's a better chance that the Rossoneri will sell Ficaio, because I think it's a little bit easier to find quality, not high quality, not the best, quality center backs than it is to find a quality left winger within a certain budget. If you let go of most quality left wingers will cost you 50 million and plus, whereas you can get a good quality center back at 25. It's possible. Theo Hernandez. Oh, that should be a goal. Who missed this? Was that Giroud? Oh, it was Gabbia. Who was that? Oh, you can't miss that. Oh, Gabbia, what did you do there, bro? That's a goal. How easy is that? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Gabbia. Oh, that's a... Back to Pulisic. What a miss, Matteo. Oof. Leao. Adli. Kier. That should be a goal! Olivier. There we go. I just have a sneaking suspicion that Olivier might be offside, but I really hope that's not the case. And we'll see what happens in the build-up play if there's any type of a foul. That's a fantastic ball. Cardinale comes, and a lot of the times Milan wins these games. Is Giroud offside? Oh, not even close. That's an easy goal. My goodness. That's horrific defending from Roma. You've got to do better than that. They completely left one of the tallest guys on Milan's team in Simon Kjaer completely unmarked in the back. And it was a good call from Milan to get this corner kick, take this corner kick quickly. A good ball in. I think that was from Leao. Goes out to Kjaer. I think they are checking something, but let's see. I don't know what Roma's complaining about. Oh, okay, Yassin Adli. Oh yeah, that's Pulisic was very smart there in blocking Cristante. I don't know why they think that should be a... That was excellent. Even from Pulisic, that was intelligent play and blocking, kind of, blocking out... Here we go. 2-0 Milan. Perfect. Hold on, let's see this. I want to run through these comments. It's like selling Kaka and hoping we won't enter banter era. Oh, wait, exactly. Yeah, we did enter banter era eventually. We did win a title first and then slipped in. But that's because we had a really good established team. Losing Kaká, you didn't lose Pirlo, you didn't lose Gattuso, you didn't lose Seedorf, you didn't lose Inzaghi. You didn't lose Nesta or Thiago Silva or Dida. No, well, Dida we did lose, actually. Christian Abbiati. I mean, it was a good team outside of Kaká himself. Short hair Leao was different. No. Long hair Leao was the one who won the title. Leao. Here we go. Rafa. Oh, that's easily done, Leao. You can't give up the ball that easily, my friend. Oh, someone thinks I'm drunk. I do wish I was. Sorry, but you're drunk right now. Leao is lazy even when he won the Scudetto. AC Milan is always playing with 10-5. All right. Metal Gear Burke. I don't know which season. I don't know if you watched the Scudetto winning season. And I have no idea. I would just recommend you got to go somewhere else, my friend. If that Scudetto happened, it happened because of Leao. Just forget about what you're saying. Just watch the final match. If you don't have too much time to watch the entire season or the second half of the season, just watch the final match. The most important match of the season for the Rossoneri was that one game against Sassuolo, in Sassuolo. Watch who assisted. Milan won how? 3-0. You want to take a guess at who assisted the first goal? Rafael Leao. You want to take a guess who assisted the second goal? Rafael Leao. You want to take a guess who assisted the third goal? Rafael Leao. Stop. Just stop. I'm not taking nonsense about my boy. Looks like we're an hour in. 2-0. This should be, really, this should be a comfortable win, as we've already talked about, because Roma is just horrible. These Pulisic fans are... Hold on. Let's handle this. I don't want to create infighting inside the Milan community, guys. It's all the Rossoneri. We got... Some of us have tattoos. So our loyalties are not with Leao or with Pulisic or with Ibrahimovic or with Maldini, or, Maldini maybe, yes. It's the loyalties with the club, and both players can be amazing for this team. Leao on the left, Pulisic on the right. Get a high-quality center forward up front. This team would be awesome if they're playing well, both of those guys. So, okay, these Pulisic fans are pissing me. Pulisic is great, but don't compare him to Leao. Yeah, Virag, you and I know. It's okay. As long as you and I know, we're good. It's just that there are some people who've started watching the team much more recently, so they don't understand, right? They haven't seen that. They see their own guy, and I get it. There's a really good quality, hardcore quality base for Pulisic. It's kind of like, American sports in general too. It is very tribal, right? You're either a LeBron guy or you're a Jordan guy, or no, LeBron's one. No, Jordan's one. Throw Kobe in there somewhere. It's just a very tribal way of watching their sports. And I'm just talking about NBA. There's so many other sports. And it's the same thing here, where it's like, no, Pulisic can do no wrong. The other guys are all wrong. It is how the sport is watched there. And it's good to have a loyal fan base at the end of the day. Pulisic must be a freakishly lucky guy, because I haven't had much Portuguese people coming in the comment section yelling at me. The last time I used to get yelled at for criticizing a player was Çalhanoğlu, because Turks themselves are very passionate about their players too. So I don't mind it. I like it, if anything. It creates a community, and I'm never upset about that. Leao is better. We all know it. Yeah, I'll move away from the Leao debate now. But yes, it's true. Patrick says, I've been watching the recent game and I've seen highlights of Leao, and it's unfortunate because I can tell he's great, but it seems like he's lazy and looking for personal glory. Yeah, that's been a critique of Leao for, quite honestly, a long time. There was a time, I don't know how some of you guys are much, much newer to the channel, but there was a point of time in this channel where I used to give players some nicknames here and there. And the nickname I had for Leao was Lazy Leao. That's what I called him, because he felt like he was Lazy Leao. And it would sometimes be Lazy Leao, sometimes be Rafael Leao. Leao, nice ball to Pulisic. Christian! Oh, come on, bro. That was tough, I know, but he should have scored. Again, Leao's ball to Christian. So stop saying these two guys are same team. Look at that ball from Leao to Pulisic. He had to check back on his left. It made sense. And then it's his weaker foot. But I wish he scored because that was a beautiful goal from those two players. So this is what we're talking about. This is what these guys can do on the field. So let's not create a division between these two players. It's got to be like this, Leao and Pulisic. Let's win some fucking games. Let's win some titles. Lift some trophies. Not fight who's better in the same team. Who cares who's better on the same team? As long as the team wins. You think Maldini and Baresi were ever fighting? I'm better. No, he's better. No, man. You win together. You lose together. Teo to Ruben. Come on, Ruben. So many comments here, guys. I appreciate you guys all being here. I would appreciate if you guys subscribe, like, blah, blah, blah. But man, you guys are chatty today and I like it. Yes, Grem. This is my point. This is what we should be aspiring to. That would be amazing if these two guys can be that amazing attacking duo. Look, they're highly unlikely that Milan will win a lot of trophies with just Leao as their attacker. They won once, but it will be tough. And it's going to be, in my opinion, even more unlikely that they're going to win a bunch of trophies with just Pulisic. I think we need the whole team to work. I'm honestly just trying to find a comment right now that is not about Leao and Pulisic. That's why I'm quiet. I'm just trying to read through what you guys have to say. But it feels like the whole chat right now is about the two guys. Yeah, Anthony, exactly. Almost got that goal. A couple of times he's been put into an scoring opportunity by a Leao ball, and you'd hope, oh, Calabria going central. Calabria! Oh, that was not as far as it looked. That was pretty good from Davide. Time for Simic and Okafor. One. Simic, who would you take off though? I would much rather keep Gabia and Kier on as long as they're both feeling okay and fit. Jeez, man, these messages. As long as those two players are feeling fit, I would probably just keep them there. Just let them get used to a little bit playing with each other because they are for the near future going to be our center back tandem. So I would probably just keep them there. But yeah, let me know who you would take off for Simic. And Okafor, same thing. Would you take Leao off, or are you talking about taking Giroud off? I think now that Giroud has scored a goal, I think there's no harm in, and we're up 2-0. I think you can take Giroud off and Lukaku, dangerous ball. Oh, that's a penalty. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me, Davide? What a ridiculous penalty to give up when you're up 2-0 comfortably, bro. Are you serious? I just complimented you, Davide. Oh my God. Did he get a little bit of the ball? Calabria, come on. Oh my God, Davide. You're just so needless, man. You're trying to trip the guy over. Now you're just going to open the game up for no reason. Our captain. Come on, Davide. All right, we need something special from Mike now. Oh, it's not Lukaku who's taking it. It's Paredes. Paredes did sky a shot before over the crossbar earlier. Let's hope he does the same. World Cup winner Paredes against the World Cup finalist Mike Maignan. Who's going to win this time? Argentinian or the Frenchman? Mike couldn't stop him right down the middle. That was a good shot. Well, Calabria, thank you very much for opening this game up again. What a ridiculous, ridiculous penalty to give up. Oh, Simon, don't give up the ball. Calabria. Honestly. Hey, Patrick, never mind on my comment too. Calabria was having a good game. Messed it up now. Pioli out, cushion. I hope you're not talking about hairstyles, my friend. "70 minutes in. It's 2-1. Now the game kind of opens up. We need the 3 points. And you know how Milan can get a little bit nervy. Oh, too much space. Oh, horrible shot. Oh, Patrick. Has Calabria been good today defensively in your opinion? And just right away. Exactly. He actually had been good. It was a good game for him. He played well. Look, even in halftime, I was freaking spent a good 3 minutes on this guy. Complimenting him. That's such a ridiculous penalty giveaway. And now look at this. And now there's a block. Look at this. He's going to get a yellow card. Yeah, you can tell they're just totally starting to fall apart now. Right on schedule. Yeah, he took down Belotti there. Now, it's a ridiculous spot to be able to get a free kick. We can't do that. We saw how Jimenez was in the last match. Jimenez is also questionable. Exactly. Last season, up 2-0 against Roma. What, 90th minute, 1 goal, 93rd minute, another goal? Please don't do this to us again. Who's stepping up on this one? Dangerous free kick. About 30 yards out. Pellegrini's. And he's dangerous too on these, man. I think he's already scored one on us before from a free kick. Come on, Mike. Keep us safe. Pellegrini! Sorry. I yelled. Roma looks so much more lively because they have nothing to lose. They're missing their star player in Dybala. They're down 2-0. They're playing away from home. You almost have resignation on your fate when you're down 2-0. And then you suddenly get a penalty. And now you feel like you can score 2 goals out of the blue. Pellegrini, nice ball in. Cleared out by Pulisic. Or who was that? Theo, sorry. Cristante, dangerous ball out. Oh, okay, that has to be a foul. That has to be a foul on Kier. Come on, man. Who blocked that? Rafa. Come on, let's go, baby. Leao. Reinders. Davide. Calabria. Calabria's going to be nervy. He's going to be nervy. You can see he's nervy. There's no one around him and he's taking so long to pass the ball out. Come on, Davide. Play a normal game. It's okay. We need to score the third goal. Now we do. I don't think Milan can hold the 2-1. I'll be stunned if we can hold the 2-1 for the next 20 minutes. At least 21 minutes left in this match. I'll be shocked if we can hold the 2-1. How about we make some freaking substitutions, Liam? I mean, who would we? I'm curious. Who would you guys replace and bring in? As Lorenzo said, we need some fresh legs. There's another one. Milan-Napoli flashbacks. Davide on the right, driving the ball forward. Goes to Ruben. Ruben to Giroud. Ruben again to Teo. One of you guys make a decision on it. What are you doing? What is Leao doing when he just like starts sitting next to his teammate and just chatting with them? Be decisive. Make a call. He's done that twice in today's match. Oh my God, Lukaku's so dangerous with that, man. Oh, Mike with the stop. But look at this, what's happening. This is bad for Milan. Exactly. Now there's two strikers to have to handle. Before they didn't have two guys. Now they have Belotti and Lukaku to handle. So now Kier and Gabbia, the two guys who are probably the weakest defenders that Milan has, now have to handle, well, Lukaku has been pretty good this season. But they have to handle their their strikers now. Adli. Calabria. Calabria. Look at Giroud. He's open. Pulisic, use a teammate, man. You got two men on you. Pulisic gets the ball back. Much more central. Oh, is that a good ball to Leao? Rafa! He was offside. Whew. Yeah, he was offside, but that was a good ball from Pulisic. You just feel like it didn't have to get this complicated. Just didn't need to get to this. Oh, Lukaku. Mike with another stop. Maignan. He was offside. But that's a sick stop again from Mike. I mean, it wasn't a tough stop, but a stop nonetheless. Nice work, Gabbia. Catches him offside. Still, man, Mike Maignan. Once again. Jeez. Pulisic off, Okafor on. I don't know how we're... Musa on. I mean, who else are they going to put in the midfield? Leao comes off too from the looks of it. Oh, so Okafor does come on for Leao. I don't know who comes on for Pulisic. Did Pulisic come off? Who did he come off for? Who's the third guy? Okay, Musa replaces Pulisic. Okay, understood. Oh my god. Bro, come on, dude. Oh, Gafor almost had that one. At this point in time, we're just hoping for something, a good, almost a borderline good miracle. If Milan can hold on to this. I mean, it's good for the defensive line. It's going to give them some confidence, but really, it got more complicated than it needed to be. And honestly, it gave Roma a lot more credit than they deserved. They didn't deserve to be in a position where they feel like they can actually get points out of this match. They've been horrible all game. Lukaku. Come on, Calabria. $80 minutes in, 2-1 Milan. Probably 15 minutes to go. Spinazzola on the left with Musa. Calabria staying central. Oh, come on. How did that get out all the way to the middle of the box? Yeah, I have a bad feeling about this, I'll be honest, guys. Like, we're just letting them really hit us. Come on, Musa. You got to get something done with that ball. Musa, come on, man. How are you letting that get turned into an attack? Ruben. Musa wins the ball. Ruben penetrates through. Use a teammate. Why not just pass it to whoever's on the right? I did not know this, Aaron. If this is accurate, this is disturbing. Blown away. Oh, I thought you were being accurate there. I was like, no way, we have not. But yeah, there you go. Feels like it for sure. Adli. Adli's kind of disappeared in the second half. Really disappeared in the second half. Musa. Musa drives. Davide. Musa. I don't know. I'm just a little bit surprised that Pioli took Pulisic off for Musa. I don't get it. Unless Pulisic was slowing down and getting a little tired, I don't really know why he was taken off. I think I would have probably kept Leao and Pulisic in the game. I wouldn't have taken them off. Because you pretty much just made almost like for like replacements. Minus Musa. Because at least Pulisic can help out a little bit in defense. I don't know how much Musa can do that effectively enough. Reinders. Sorry. Musa. Adli. Calabria. Kier. Musa. Rangers, a lot of space for Theo on the left. Just doesn't have the same teammate in layout. Oh, what a touch. Theo! Goal! What a goal. Theo's back. Theo is freaking back. That's the biggest thing for Milan. This team plays different when Theo plays like this. That's a goal. That's a touch from Giroud. What a touch from Giroud. Those one touches, man, frustrate the hell out of me at times, but it came off perfect for Theo there. Oh, Giroud, what a ball. Oh, the French duo. Through the legs, nutmeg to Theo. That's what we needed. A baguette and croissant combination. What a ball, man. Amazing goal. Oh, thank God. Pioli doing his trademark. Trademark. Let's go, guys. Look at the relief in Theo's face, man. This is a guy who's time and time again scored 5 goals and 5 assists. For 3 straight years, he was the only left back in the world who's getting 5 goals and 5 assists in consecutive seasons. And this guy has not been that attacking player as his responsibilities have changed. But man, has he looked different over the past few games. And this is what we're waiting for. This is what we were waiting for. A Theo Hernandez trademark run on the left flank, a flick from a teammate into the box, a thunder freaking bolt strike, and Milan's up 3-1. That's what they needed. Third goal, this was the key. Oh, Mike again. Jeez, dude, I take my eyes away from the game once. And Pellegrini's getting a strike on Mike again. Oh, Mike, what a stop. Jeez, that was going in. Oh, my God, Mike. How many times? I don't even know how many notes to make about Mike's stops. Wow. Let's get this away. Oh, cleared. Oh, much needed, guys. This was so freaking needed, honestly. Easily goal of the season for Adam. Probably the goal of the season for me too, up until now. A nutmeg assist, back heel from Giroud to Theo. Goal of the season. I'm with you on that. Exactly. Jason, you said some wild stuff before, but you're so right on this. This is the point that I've been making about Theo Hernandez, for crying out loud. Stop playing the guy as a center back. It's wild to suggest that. Oh, come on. No, don't let Lukaku score here. He's offside. Must be offside. Commentators making some important points here. Right, he's talking about how the change made by Pioli by removing Pulisic and bringing Musa in allowed Milan to turn into a backline of 5 players. And that backline of 5 players was easier able to handle Lukaku and Belotti compared to it was just man-on-man marking by Kier on Belotti and Gabbia on Lukaku, which is going to be so much harder to play with. So that's intelligent coaching from Pioli. In-game tactical adjustment. That's what we need. That's what we need our coach to do. I have no loyalty to any particular coach. I have loyalty to results. If Pioli can get results, stay here for the rest of my life, bro. I don't care. And once again, guys, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button. We're about 2 minutes away from full time. Maybe about 7 minutes. Actually, 5 minutes added time, I would predict. But just get, hit that like button. I would appreciate it. Would be funny if Theo would try and play as left wing for a game. If Milan goes with a 3-man backline, maybe he'll have to. Zeroli's back in again. There's a lot of belief that the coach seems to have in Zeroli, I'm noticing. And in the younger players. I feel like this has come from the top. I think the management has let the coach know that you got to use the younger players a little bit more. So Jimenez is coming on again, and Zeroli's coming on. Theo comes off. Fantastic run of form for Theo Hernandez. Getting assists, getting goals, defending well. Perfect. I've been waiting for this. And Pioli's not happy. Pioli just kicked the ball, the water bottle in front of Theo right now, showing him that he can strike with his left foot too. Musa. Musa's just making a linear run all the way to the other side. Oh my God, Musa gets away. Musa! Oh! Off the post! What the fuck? This would have been the goal of the season. That would have been the goal of the season. Oh, Musa. He just got Maradona's spirit in him suddenly. Holy. There we go. 5 minutes added on, just as predicted. Wow, Musa. Oh, am I frozen? Oh, no. Oh, no. Cam froze. Holy. What happened to my camera? All right, let me just see what's happening. It also... Can you guys hear me? Just give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Oh, Mike with another stop. Hold on. Let's see this. Oh, there we go. All right. Mike's back. Camera's back, I hope. I think my camera's probably warming up. Let me just quickly open the... Hold on one second. Let me just open the battery pack of my camera because I think it's warming up. All right, come on, Mike. Camera. Stay cool, buddy. All right, oh, hi, Mats. Hi, Mats is here. Matt, it's nice to see you, man. Catching you a little bit late in the game, but we'll chat after full time. This is what we needed. Just need that 2-goal advantage, and suddenly you're comfortable in winning. Lorenzo, let's talk about this after the game, because we did address it a little bit in the match, but I can, maybe do it another time because there's a bunch of new people joining in now too. I do see a comment here. I don't want to highlight it, but I do agree with it. Not agree with it. I do wonder why Jovic is not playing. Marinzo. I do wonder why. 2.5 minutes to go. I think Musa has a future at this club. I think he's 20, maybe 21. And from the very first game, makes mistakes, no doubt, can be a little bit annoying at times, just not making the right decisions at times. But he has the grinta that we talk about. He has the heart. Just needs to be channeled in the right way, do the right things, make the right decisions at the right time, use a teammate when need be. But I feel like there is a value to the intangible asset of being daring. And I think Musa has that for his age better than any player that I've seen at Milan in the recent past at 20 years of age. So I think Musa has a future at this club. I think he's, for now, going to be a good role player, maybe a good substitute player, a good backup for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But if he can improve, I think the guy has some good qualities. I don't think he's trash. I hear some people say that he is trash. He's definitely not trash, but he can be a little bit annoying at times. He can be young. Okafor, one-on-one. Here we go. Oh, who's he pass it out to? To Jimenez. Okafor should have just... Come on, man. You could have just made a run yourself. Musa with a nice clearance out. Patrick says the American is 21. Yes, exactly. Guy's 21. Musa over... Oh, bro. Easily for me. I mean, Pobeka's qualities are different. He's a more defensive midfielder, but he's not. He's barely a footballer. No, I need more from Pobeka. I'm not convinced at all by him. Oh, Mike, careful. Musa looks much better when he gets to be in the middle of, in my opinion. There we go, full time. I don't know how many games we've gone now in Serie A, and we're yet to lose this season, if I'm right. Another 3-1 win for Milan. Already beat Empoli 3-0. Beat Monza 3-0. That was in December, actually. But 2023 is over for Milan. And you can tell 2023 is over for Milan because the results in 2024 have been very different from 2023. These were the two matches, as I'd mentioned. For me, it was all going to be dictated by two things. How does Milan play against Atalanta? Ruben Loftus-Cheek is having a conversation with Lukaku, former Chelsea teammates. For me, it was this. How's Milan going to play against Atalanta? And how's Milan going to play against Roma? If they can get the right results against those two teams, Pioli's on fire can be sung again. But if they don't get the right results against those two teams, we're in deep trouble. Can you say that Theo Hernandez saved us today? Absolutely. Are there some question marks about Pioli that still stand? Yeah, I would say so. That result against Atalanta shouldn't have turned out the way that it did. And that's why those question marks continue to still be there. But you got to give it to the team. All 2024, 14 days in, they've played, I think, 3 Serie A matches, and I believe they've won all 3 of them. I'm actually going to quickly check this because I don't want to say the incorrect thing. Sometimes the Coppa Italia kind of gets me confused. But if we look at 2024, yeah, we've just lost 1 match all year, and that was in the Coppa Italia. We've played 4 matches, won 3, lost once. And really, if you look at today's match too, it has to be said that Roma, thanks to Davide Calabria, Roma felt like they were more in the game than they actually ever were. That little burst of a period after Calabria gave up the penalty and Roma was able to score a goal, that little burst of maybe 10 to 12 minutes, Milan looked very shaky. The entire team looked shaky. The backline looked especially shaky. And Mourinho had made the decision to bring Belotti in. That gave their attacking department much more confidence And this belief that, you know what, maybe we'll pull something off. We're down 2-0, now we're 2-1. This is a lifeline for us. Let's get a second goal. Let's get a point, get a draw out here. But you have to give credit where it's due, and that has to be for Stefano Pioli. The substitutions that he made, you would think that he'd take Leao off, he'd take Pulisic off. Milan's going to be much more defensive in a way. They won't have as much of an attacking option available. But those decisions of putting Musa in and bringing Okafor on, I think it balanced the backline out a little bit more, as the commentator also mentioned, with Gabbia marking Lukaku and with Kier marking Belotti. There was this risk that the team did have that they might concede a goal because those are not our best center backs. But solidifying the backline a little bit more, changing the formation a little bit more, turning it into a five-man back line with Calabria and Musa and Theo on the left, I think it gave Milan a little bit more solidity in the back. And when they got an opportunity to hit them on the counter, they took it. A ridiculous back heel from Olivier Giroud, a player who scored a goal today, assisted a goal today. I think Milan has a good problem on their hands. At the end of the day, the good problem on Milan's hands is that we've gone from a team that is struggling to have our attackers score goals to suddenly having Theo Hernandez at a good form in attack, and then also having Olivier Giroud be able to score when he plays, or having Jovic score when he plays. It's a problem we haven't seen for a long time. Two attackers who are in somewhat decent form. I'm not going to go overboard and say that this Milan team is just incredible and the attackers and everything's perfect. I think we still have a lot of challenges here. I'm going to repeat it like I've repeated it in the past. Milan needs a center back, a central defensive midfielder, a left back backup for Theo Hernandez, although Jimenez looks like that's going to be him, so we'll take that away. But a center forward. These three roles need to be filled in, and they still need to be filled in my opinion, and they need to be filled in this Mercato, not for the next one. But I think it's a massive credit to Pioli too, how the team played after they went down 2-1. All right, let's see what you guys have to say here, and we'll start wrapping things up. We're sitting at what? How much have we chatted here? 2 hours and 12 minutes. So let's chat for another. Let's see if we can pull off 2.5 hours. Otherwise, we'll keep it short if there are not as many comments. You guys, let me know in the comment section. First of all, there's 170 you guys here. I would really appreciate if all of you guys can, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't already, just go ahead and hit the like button on the channel on this video. It helps push the video out to more people. And, it's nice. It's just nice to have, people appreciate when you're, killing yourself in this light. I need to change my light. Now let's jump into your comments. Giroud was tired. Get him off. Oh, I think this was before he got the assist. There we go. Okay. Now we can chat. All right. In my opinion, Calabria is not a Milan level player. Let me just go with the latest comment here. I think there's been a lot of discussion that I've also done about Calabria in the past. And I think I'm somewhere where you are. I think he's a player that Milan should keep. I think he's a player that Milan should only be keeping as a second option. I don't think he's a starting right back for one of the most historic clubs in the country and still can't get their captain and their starting right back to make any type of inroads into the Italian national team. I think that says something. And I do think that that's the case. I think Calabria is good as long as Milan wants to stay good. If Milan wants to become great, Milan wants to win the trophies, then Calabria is still just good. And now you have a discrepancy in the level you want to attain and the level of right back you have. And at the end of the day, the level of leader you have. I think it's fair to say the captain for this team is Theo Hernandez in a lot of ways, especially when he's good on form. He's a little bit scrappy at times, maybe a little bit of a bad boy in terms of, tackles, complaining, diving. So you get a little bit less of a leadership feeling from him. But Mike, Theo, I don't think I see many leaders outside of those two guys. Maybe Giroud to a degree, but when you're that old, you again are not part of the future of the club. So really, Mike and Theo to me are the two leaders of this team. And you feel like Calabria, with just his quality and the mistakes that he makes at times, and sometimes he's a 7 out of 10, sometimes he's a frustrating 5.5 out of 10. Those discrepancies in his performances over time, I think there are some question marks about Calabria. There you go, Matt. I think that's the key. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's time to sell Calabria. I think he's still a good utility player, a solid right-back option for Milan to keep. I do think that if he's not the captain of the team and Milan signs a higher quality right-back, I wonder if he'll want to leave because he'll want more play time and maybe he'll want to try a new experience. I don't know if he'll want to play second fiddle to anybody, but I do think he needs competition. And I have said this in the past videos. I don't think Paolo Maldini is the greatest left back of all time. He understands what it takes to be a right back, left back defender. And he's the one under his leadership that Milan brought Diogo Dalot, the player who now plays at Manchester United. They brought him on loan from there. He's now a perennial starter for United. I think he scored a goal today, or maybe assisted one. And that's the thing. Our previous leaders, technical director, saw that Calabria needs more competition. And now he doesn't have much competition. Part of it is also because of Kalulu's injury, but I do agree with you. Heavily disappointed with RLC today. He can run and carry, but doesn't seem to find his man. That Theo shot off the crossbar in the first half, that was RLC doing chasing. What was RLC doing chasing it? I kind of addressed this already in today's video, earlier in the stream. I do think that there's been a bit of a drop-off in Ruben Loftus-Cheek's form this season because I think there's been a bit of a change in how he's being asked to play. I think Pioli's playing him much more advanced in a much more attacking role, and he's not a player that as much drops back into the midfield. I think you see that drop back into the midfield a lot more from Reinders and from Adli when those two guys are playing. Adli pretty much camps around, the kickoff spot. And Reinders is much more in Milan's own half and then drives the ball forward. Loftus-Cheek almost sometimes plays like he's, trying to measure up with Olivier Giroud. He's really far advanced. And I feel like he's getting a little bit caught in no man's land. I don't know if we're getting the best out of him in that role. But as I said earlier too, I'm not going to claim to be smarter than the coach to know the answer, but you guys let me know what you think. Who do you prefer as Pioli replacement? Okay, let's quickly tackle this topic because we did talk about it earlier too. First of all, if Stefano Pioli keeps playing well at Milan, keeps coaching Milan to a level where the team keeps winning, I don't need him to be removed. I'm not one of those guys who's married to his opinions and his positions. I am very fluid in how I change my mind when different information comes in. Milan gets the right results and wins against the big teams, Pioli can stay. For me, it's Milan's now performances against the bigger sides. There's going to be a flurry of matches where you're playing Juventus, you're playing Napoli, you're playing Inter. In those matches, this team better deliver under Pioli. And if they don't deliver under Pioli, I don't care how Milan does in the other matches and makes top four. To me, he's gone. But if he can get results against the big sides, stay. It's all good. Stay and make this team grow. I have my doubts that he'll do that. So first of all, let me just get that out there. When it comes to his replacement, Thiago Motta and Antonio Conte are two very differing profiles. Antonio Conte is a profile that is much more, let's just say it, defensive-minded compared to how Milan's ownership group wants to play. At least they have claimed that they want to play like a Premier League team. They want to play fluid, fast-moving football, high tempo, score a bunch of goals. The owner was influenced by Milan's performances against Chelsea in the Champions League last season. Those two were massive performances from Chelsea. He wants to play that way. I don't know how he's going to get that style of play from Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte might be, in some ways, a little bit more in line with how Mourinho coaches his team. A little bit more in line. Much, much more transition-based football, sitting back, hitting on counters. It's just a different style of play than what the ownership group have said they want to play. Thiago Motta on the other side, much newer coach, but I like what I was complaining about Pioli before with Thiago Motta. His team has gotten the wins against the bigger sides, something that Pioli's failing to do with his stronger side than Bologna. His team, Thiago Motta's team, has gotten the win against bigger sides, and he's making the young players play well. So you have two very interesting but differing profiles in Thiago Motta and Antonio Conte. If you ask me, I think I favor Motta because of just the one saying that I like right now a lot, and it's one of the most cliched and basic ones, is the proof is in the pudding. You can tell people it's got this, it's got that, it's got this, I put this in it, at the end of the day, if it tastes good, it tastes good. If it doesn't taste good, it doesn't taste good. And that's the thing with Thiago Motta. I don't know what he does. At the end of the day, he's getting the results against the big teams. That's what matters to me. I care, can a coach get the best out of young players, which is what Milan is, a young team, and can he get the results against the big teams? And if he can get results against the big teams with a weaker side in Bologna, maybe he can do better with Milan. So I edge Thiago Motta for sure. So there you go. I mean, we've addressed this a few times, but I know there's a bunch of new people watching it too, so I just thought I would do that. All right, lots of questions here. Let me just run through these for another 5 minutes and then start closing up. Nocturno. Can you greet my sister Carmen? Is this real? Sometimes I know you guys do that thing, man, where you're like manipulate what someone says and then it's like, can you do these nuts or something like that? But anyways, well, if your sister Carmen is watching, I thank her for watching the videos, and I haven't seen a lot of Carmens in the comment section, so ask her to, drop a comment in there. Let me know in the next video. I'll probably put out a video today just compiling my takes during the live stream. I'm not going to do 4 takeaways. I wanted to try something a little bit different today. So Nocturno, I'm expecting to see Carmen in the comment section when I put out the next video. And hi to Carmen. RLC was not informed, lost possession early, easily and early. I guess you could say both. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But as I already addressed, I think he's getting caught out in no man's land. I need a little bit more. There needs to be more clarity as to where and what Ruben Loftus-Cheek is supposed to be doing. And he has a mirror player in Musa, really, right? And Tiani Rangers is a similar player too. They all have too many similarities. And sometimes you're just going to have one player is going to fall back because if Rangers takes the lead, then Rangers is taking the lead for that match. And when Musa came on, he took the lead for the parts of Milan's creative attacks. So I think he's just getting caught up there. Still, we don't play a world-class. I assume you mean this year. It will be interesting to see if Pioli can win the big games too. Roma looked poor today. Roma looked very poor today. I think Roma were really benefited from Calabria's, honestly, stupidity. But maybe if it wasn't for Calabria's stupidity, we wouldn't see a solid goal from Theo Hernandez, which I think is a little bit more beneficial to Milan than anything. To have Theo firing and celebrating his goals that way, that's key. Man, lots of you guys here. What do you think about the fans who bash? Oh, I don't know if I want to touch this topic again, but I'm going to do very 10-second comment on this. What do you think about the fans who bash Leao every effing game? I know he's struggling a lot, but still these fans are just here to bash him. I think they're being unreasonable. I think there's a bit of a split in the fan base, the Pulisic camp and the Leao camp. Hopefully that doesn't exist anymore. And, we saw how Leao played today and how many times he fed Pulisic, and that kind of dissipates itself. But I think it's just, some fans are just always going to be mad. We have to accept that. There's a population of people, if I can impart some wisdom, just love complaining. Always going to complain. So it's okay. Let them complain. We know we know when he's good. We know when he's not good. And all I can say is that Rafael Leao, even in his bad performance, is one of the most important players that Milan has. No chance they should be selling him, and that's it. I said I'm going to do 10 minutes, but usually I don't. So I said I'm going to do 10 seconds, but usually I last for a long time. Okay. I think Benacer could also be a captain. He is humble and very consistent. Yes, he is that guy. My favorite guy on this team. Quiet, humble, gets the job done. But when you have a leader, right, you need a little bit of fire, man. Benacer sometimes is a little bit quiet. All right, his personality is a certain way. That's why I feel like Theo is just the maniac, and Mike as well. A good win. Got to get some sleep. It's 3 a.m. here in India. Virak, my friend, go to sleep, friend, buddy. Your team's done the job. Now you do the job. All right. Conte is not the right coach. He plays well for 18 months with players he picks for a fortune, only to crash and blame us in the process. This has been a bit of a Conte blueprint in the recent past. He's burnt a few teams with this approach, and this is one of the reasons why I'm very surprised if Milan brings on Conte, because I would be surprised to see if the management actually wants to spend that much. Because with Antonio Conte, you don't just bring him on. As you exactly said, Matt, he's got his demands. And you better fulfill his demands or he's going to make your life hell in the media. Is Milan in a position to spend and meet the demands of another coach? I don't know. I don't think so. I think they still don't have a lot of money, to be honest. Midfield has to be Reinders, Benacer, and Adli going forward. I'll disagree. I'm going to go with Reinders, Benacer, and Loftus-Cheek for sure. But I think ideally we need some type of a defensive midfielder in there. So probably a Reinders, Benacer, and a defensive midfielder. But I wouldn't go with Adli. Not my pick. Adli is a good backup player for Benacer at times. He can control the show from the back. He does seem to have the characteristics of a regista, which even Benacer I feel like is not quite, but he's probably the closest thing to a regista Milan has. But if you're playing a 3-man midfield, I think I would go with I think we need a central defensive midfield signing. Because, guys, we're not playing the tough teams. When you play the Juventus, you're going to get exposed in your midfield. You can get away with it against Empoli, partly against Atalanta, Roma, Monza. You're going to get exposed when you play the higher teams and you play the bigger competitions in Europe. We need a central defensive midfield signing. We've gotten away with it all season, but we never have gotten away with it against the top teams. And we won't this time either. Can we win the Europa League? I think probably Liverpool are favorites. They're playing really well this season. So I think Milan's probably third favorite in there. Is Bayer Leverkusen still in the Europa League? I think they are. So I think if you look at the betting favorites, they put Liverpool first, Leverkusen second, I believe, and Milan third, which sounds about right to me. I haven't seen Bayer Leverkusen play as much, but I know that Milan, with their commitments in Serie A, I think the ownership group just wants to make top four. I think that's what they want. They're not really bothered too much about the rest. Who would you want our striker to be? For me, there have been two options that I've talked about in the past. If we're talking finances are... Okay, let's just talk about the two profiles that Milan has been linked with. We were linked with Mehdi Taremi for a long time. It looks like he probably will go to Inter. I have a soft spot for the guy, so I would like for him to be a Milan player. And then, of course, I'm Canadian, so Jonathan David. Especially now that Inter has another Canadian in Tejan Buchanan, which sucks, because first Canadian player to play in Serie A, and he goes to Inter is a tough one for me to handle too. So I would like Jonathan David with Milan. Forza Milan from Berlin. I appreciate it, man. Oh, by the way, Johan. I really hope I'll maybe see you in Germany during the Euros. Really, really planning for it. I mean, I know I'm going to be in Italy, in Milan, for the final matches of the season that I'm probably going to watch from there. Hopefully make videos from there. Not hopefully, that's literally the job, to make videos from there. But I'm really trying my best to stay longer and watch maybe the 3 Italy group stage matches in Europe, in the Euros. But let's see what actually happens. Who's your ball-carrying physical midfielder with that 3, though? Balance is key. Between the 3 of Reinders, Benacer, and Ruben, I would think all 3. They all can carry the ball. They all have creativity to them. I think it should be. I think that's why we need a central defensive midfielder, because 2 of the guys in Benacer and Reinders can do that job, but we need somebody else. All right, I think might be time to. All the way from Trinidad, Stefan. Oh, you know what? Actually, I haven't done this in a long time. All right. Okay. So here's one thing I'm going to request. I don't make a lot of requests. Usually I'm just like, hey, like the video and just subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. From the looks of it right now, there's 160 of you here, right? Almost 160 of you here. One request I have is just in the comment section, since I see Stefan's message here, just in the comment section, put the country's flag where you're watching this from and just send it in. Just the country's flag. I just want to see where you guys live. Because to me, it's wild that I'm sitting in this house, in this studio in Toronto, and I'm literally live telecasting right now. I have a little bit more grace, so it's still newer for us. For the early 20s kids, this is life. But I really want to know where you guys are watching from. So I'd really appreciate it. Like, you know, Stefan over here, let me know that he's watching from Trinidad. Someone's watching from Berlin. Just throw a flag in there. And I'm just curious to see. They should bring back Diaz. Diaz is playing really well in Madrid. I don't think he's going to come. I think he's happy with what he's doing right now. I mean, he's not playing really well, but he's playing good. He's playing quality football there. So I doubt that's going to happen, to be honest. We got a Jamaican over here. We got some people closer to home from Canada. Familia Homes. Where is this? Where is Familia Homes based out of? Forza Milan from Romania, watching your videos. Yeah, you know what? It would be nice, maybe in the last couple minutes, I'll close the video off after this, but just, you know, see where you guys are from. Romania, watching your videos for about a year now. Great work. Man, there was a Romanian band I used to really like. I think their name was like Acting, something like that. I actually like them. So, and of course, the most controversial man in the world today is from Romania too. So we got some Americans. Thomas, another Canadian over here. More Romania. Nigeria. More US. Yeah, that's why the Americans are on my case most of the times about Pulisic. No, Kush. I was replying to... Okay, concerning... Okay, I got you. We got London, Oklahoma. Someone else from America. Someone from Pirates of the Caribbean. Another American... BC, Archie, Sweden, holy. I've been to IKEA. Japan, dude, dream country for me. Japan and South Korea. Those are the two countries that are on top of my list. Those places are so freaking technologically advanced. I just want to experience what it'll be like to live in 2050. California. Kush, do you think Canada will qualify for Copa America? I witnessed disasters. I'm going to catch up more on my Canadian football before I say that, because I don't want to say. All I can say is I really, really hope so. Someone from Peru here. We got Sweden, Malta, Germany, Tobias, Gianluca from Malta. All right, man, I can't scroll. There we go. There's people watching from everywhere. Yeah, I see you. I see you from the pirate ship. All right, let me guess. This is Denmark or Norway? One of those. I hope I got it right. Afghanistan, Michael. I hope everything's good there. Pulisic Goat from Sweden. This is what? It's not Hungary. No, I don't know which one this is. I'm usually good with my flags. This looks like Albania. We got someone from Canada here. Bombay Delhi from Canada. All right. Nice to see you guys. I really appreciate it. All right. Oh, yeah. Akchinkt. Yes. That's the one. That's the band I used to listen to at one point in time. Watching from Switzerland, Alfonso. We got Hussein from Saudi Arabia. Hussein, come on, man. I hope you're some connections to the royal family. Just, hook me up a little bit here. All right. I missed a bunch here. Bring back Kessie for fun. I would 100% bring back Kessie. Kessie has now played in Saudi Arabia. He's made a little bit of money. It's freakish that the guy is still only 26 years old. He's still a good central defensive midfielder. Not the best, but he's good. He might have a little bit of fire in him still where he's like, why am I in Saudi Arabia right now? Maybe I can come here a little bit later and make some cash, but I am 26. I can still perform in Europe at the highest level. I would bring back Kessie in a heartbeat. Won't happen, but I still would. Davide from Italy as well. And Puerto Rico? if I'm right. Anual. I think Anual AA is from Puerto Rico. That's the only guy I listen to. Only music I listen to is reggaeton. All right, I think it's time to close this off because now I'm drifting into basically nothing constructive territory. Lebanon, stay safe. Switzerland, Sweden, Trinidad, Italy flag upside down. But wait, so this one is, yeah, sorry, I'm bad. I'm bad with this one too. France, I hope. All right, guys, I think this should do it for me. Oh, Hussein's going to hook me up. Guys, here we go. Official word here. All right, we've been blabbing on for about 2.5 hours. I am pretty exhausted now. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be actually putting out a compilation video, just highlights of today from this video here. When are you going to make the transfer market video? There's just not enough profiles being linked with Milan. I really wanted to do rumor or real, but I feel like the summer season is when those videos actually get produced really well because there's always new profiles being linked. There's barely any names getting attached to Milan, and even the ones that are, I'm pretty much convinced that they're not actually going to come through. So I just haven't put together a transfer market, but I'm gonna think about it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make one yet, but there's gonna be a game I think on Wednesday that Milan's gonna be playing. I'm going to be making 4 takeaways for that. But it was nice to catch you guys after a long time in a live. I'll try to do more lives, more Jamaica, more London. Ghana lost today. That's sad, Sarah. But yeah, if you guys are watching the AFCON too, I wanted to make AFCON videos too. I want to do so much stuff, but I have a whole other business I got to run too, guys. So it's sometimes a little bit harder to do this. But once again, I really appreciate you guys coming in. You guys have been awesome. And what do I want to say in parting? Yeah, 2024, 2023 ended. A horrible, I think one of the worst years that we've had in the recent past with Milan since the Banter era, at least. 2024 has switched in. 4 matches have been played, 3 comfortable wins, 3 good quality wins against okay sides. Tough test against Atalanta. Milan drops that. There's no doubt about the fact that Stefano Pioli is going to be the coach of this team till the end of the season. As long as Milan stays on course for top 4, Pioli stays. I think we all know that. At the end of the season, I think there's going to be an evaluation. In my opinion, very good chance Pioli goes. We'll see who comes in. But an important win for the Rossoneri today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And as always, watch out for the compilation video. If you didn't watch the whole thing, I'm going to put it together. As always, Forza Milan. Hold on. Let's do this right.